Here we are again. We are back with another fragrance review. Today we're going over Dolce & Gabbana The One EDP Intense. So I'm going to give you my views on this fragrance, and I hope in the comments below you'll give me yours. And so let's get into it. First things first, let's go through the note breakdown, and I'm going to go top, the mid notes, and the actual base notes. And this will be a pretty standard breakdown of Fragrantica and what the perfumers themselves say. So let's get into that itself. So on the top, we have cardamom, neroli, cypress, and then the mid notes, which is just one step below. We're going to have cashmeran, benzoin, neroli, clary sage. Go to the base notes, we have leather, neroli, labdanum, and patchouli. So now let's go over my actual opinion on the fragrance, not just the note breakdown. I think it's really important in these videos for me to be really authentic with you and give you the absolute best description that I possibly can. So I think this fragrance is really nice. I do enjoy it. It's really sweet. It's warm, very woodsy. You're gonna get some of the neroli, some of the patchouli. So the sweetness in here isn't clawing. I don't think this is going to make it so it doesn't come off too feminine to me. I do think that a woman could wear this. Maybe if you're a little bit more daring as a woman, it might, set you out from the crowd. So there's that. That's just my base opinion. I've wore it quite a bit to give you as much information as I possibly could. It lasts quite a while on my skin, and on clothes it lasts a really long time. I find that the lasting power on clothes for this fragrance is really good, like top notch. But off my skin, I don't get that same sort of longevity. You're still gonna get several hours. It'll probably last you a work shift. So there's nothing wrong with the actual longevity. Projection isn't great. I wore it at work today. I wore it at work yesterday. And I only got one compliment on it. And at my job specifically, I'm a salesman, so I see a lot of people every day. So if I only get one compliment, most of the time, I know that sounds kind of conceited maybe, but I'm around a lot of people, so I have a lot more opportunities for people to compliment me. And in this case, I only got one out of one day. And then the second day, I did get two compliments, both from men. I'm not sure if that matters, but the first one was from a woman and it was from a customer. So again, that might sway your view one way or the other, but it's very sweet, very inviting, woodsy. It's smooth. So it comes off, like when I think of suede, that like super smooth to the touch, that's how it comes off, really rounded. There's no crazy edges to this fragrance. You're not gonna wear it and be off-putting whatsoever. And that's my view on it. And with some of my experiences too, I don't just wanna, ramble off, again, just the notes. I want to give you in what situation you could wear it in. I think you could wear this almost any time. I wouldn't put any specific weather besides cooler. I would not wear this in summer. If you want to, again, all power to you. I want you to smell the way you want to smell, not the way people tell you to smell. So if you want to wear this, you might be able to rock it. I don't know. It's not my wheelhouse, but I get really good performance. I enjoy it. People around me enjoy it, so that's the big thing, and that's my opinion. So take it as you will. So now let's take a second to go over the scoring system. I don't think that presentation is the most important thing in a fragrance, so I still just rank it a 10 out of 10 for the scent itself, a 5 out of 5 for the actual presentation, and for the longevity I do the same thing, a 10 out of 10. So you'll see in the middle there that it's a 5 out of 5. That's mainly just because I don't put as much stock. So if you get a slower score on that, it doesn't matter overall as much with the fragrance. I don't think it's as important. I think that the presentation on here is pretty good. So let's go into the rating system that I go through. So when it comes to the scent itself, I would have to go at 7.5. It's nothing that's going to blow me away. I have a lot of fragrances in my collection right now, so I don't reach for this one a bunch. But when it comes to cooler weather, I do reach for it. I do enjoy it. There's definitely occasions for this, so don't rule it out by any means. Presentation, I would have to give it probably a 3 out of 5. Nothing wrong with the presentation. I love the shape of the bottle, but I've always thought they were a bit too simplistic. Not saying that, it can be sleek. I like the looks of it. Don't get me wrong. But I think that they have had so many iterations of this fragrance. They could have had a couple cool special bottles. And this one could have been one. I think they maybe missed the mark a little bit. It does look the most interesting out of them, but still not that interesting. And the longevity and performance is going to be, I would have to say, probably a 7 as well. Maybe a 6.5, but that's honestly because it lasts so long on my clothes that it kind of helps out. If it didn't last as long on my clothes, I probably would give it a lower score because I don't really think it lasts that long on skin. A work shift isn't that much for me, so I do like to wear more than one fragrance, so that's not a huge deal to me. It shouldn't be a deal breaker to you guys either. You can just reapply when you get home or wear a different fragrance if you have enough fragrances. But that's the actual scoring and how I rate fragrances. So let's move on to whether or not I think you should buy it, or if you should sample it, or if you should actually just pass on it entirely. This one I'm going to say, definitely a sample. This is not going to be for everyone, and I have a lot of fragrances in my collection that I could just hand a friend and know they're going to like it. I can just pick one out and be like, yep, I know you're going to like this one. I couldn't do this with this unless I really knew the person. I couldn't just go to work and just hand this to someone and they would automatically like it. It'd be pretty tricky to pick a person that this would fit, but I do think it's versatile if you like warm, sweet fragrances. And I actually really think this is really good for a warm, sweet fragrance, because I think warm, sweet, woodsy, neroli, patchouli fragrances are getting kind of done out. I think they're kind of, nothing goes out of the bounds of the norm. And I think this one does. It reaches out. It does give you a little bit of leather in there, and I do enjoy that. It's really, really hard to pick up. So you're going to have to wear it a lot of times before you just pick up the leather in the base notes. But once it dries down enough, you do smell it. I don't know if anyone else around you is going to smell it, because by the time it comes out, it's kind of already a skin scent or pretty close to. But that's kind of just my opinion, and I really do think you should sample it. I would not blind buy this one unless you're on a fragrance forum like Facebook page. Then you could just swap it with someone. But even then still, I would never suggest just blind buying this one. I'm going to have some reviews that I do say blind buy it, but this isn't one of them. And I really hope you enjoyed this review. I enjoyed seeing you. I really hope you enjoyed seeing me. And if you have the time, just a quick second to subscribe, I really appreciate it. These videos are going to keep getting way, way, way better. I'm doing everything I can to make this set better, to make my actual content better. I'm doing way more research, and I'm just going to keep putting out videos, constant content. So if you need anything, comment down below. Start a conversation. Let me know what you think about it. I want differing views. I want as many comments down here as possible. So enjoy the rest of your day. And again, I enjoyed seeing you. Hope you enjoyed seeing me.